Good morning, guys. Hope you're having a good day. My name is Michael. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to learn a little bit about personal finance and money practices and trying to better your life in that way. Now, for some of my longtime viewers, this video is going to be quite different than what I normally talk about because typically I'm talking about banking practices and loans and debt and credit and interest rates and all that fun stuff. But this video is going to be about a book that, while it doesn't directly pertain to money and personal finances directly, it can have profound impact on your financial life. A lot of the ideas that I took from it, how it impacted my life, I want to share with you guys some quotes that really stood out to me and had a profound impact on me. And if you would like to read the book, I'm going to have a description below where you can purchase it off Amazon. But guys, I'm not going to lie to you. Don't buy this book if you can go get it at your public library for free. Don't buy this book if you know someone who has it and you can borrow it from them. Don't buy this book if you don't enjoy reading because, this book is a dense read. It has words that I do not understand and I constantly had to look up a word on the internet to find out what its meaning was. And in fact, here's a list of all of them. It's really not a small undertaking. But again, if you enjoy reading, if you want to find a way to appreciate your life more and appreciate the world in general more, pick up this book because it is truly a wonderful read. Now, the book that I'm talking about is a book called Walden by Henry David Thoreau. It's about a story of a man, this guy, who went to go build a house on his friend's land in 1845 to go live life as deliberately as he could and find purpose, find meaning in everything. And just for fun, guys, this is the house that he built. Okay, it was on his friend's land. If you read the book, you find out that it cost him $28 and some odd cents, which in today's dollars, that translates to just a little over $800. And he lived in this house for 2 years, over 2 years, in fact. And for anyone who has looked into this book, they will see this quote. "I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life and see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived." Now, to me, this is a beautiful sentiment saying that I want to go live with purpose and intention and to reduce everything else in life that doesn't help me live the life that I want to live. I want to learn what life can teach me and drown out all of the other noise in life that doesn't benefit me. In today's world, we focus on so many other things that we think will make us happy, when really we're just wasting so much of our time and energy and our lives, for that matter, focusing on fulfilling someone else's dream, right? Someone else's goals, buying someone else's products, making them wealthy. And in doing that, we don't devote enough time, energy, resources, and enough of our life to fulfilling things that genuinely will make our lives better and happier and bring us fulfillment, closer with one another, all of that fun stuff. So this book to me has been a wonderful read. It's been on my to-read list for quite a while, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, if you don't enjoy reading, you will probably not like this book. But I made it a challenge to myself to finish this book, and I'm so happy that I did because it's taught me to really appreciate everything that I have. No one would ever look at my life and feel like I'm struggling in any way. I've got a lot to be thankful for. I've had a lot of great opportunities in life. But I feel that one thing that I haven't done is truly appreciate all that I have. And this book has really helped me in doing that. Now, to illustrate why I think that, I want to ask a question to you guys that I was asking myself, and be honest with yourselves and your answer. But, the question goes something like this. What if you had the ability to live with everything that you have now and be happy with it? To not need more, not to need nicer versions of things that you already have, but to be content and appreciate all that you have right now. Wouldn't it be amazing if you had that power, right? Because in all honesty, we don't really live our lives in that direction. Most of the time we fall victim to advertising where it says you need to drive this fancy car. You're a nobody until you make this much money in life. This is what you're supposed to look like as far as your body is concerned. This is what a beautiful girl looks like, and this is who you should be married to. We fall victim to all of these things, and think about how much it takes of us to reach something like that. Think about how much time you would need to work to make $1 million a year, have a 3,000 square foot house, drive a fancy car. Think of all these things that we are expected to do, or at least told that we have to do in order to be somebody. Think about how long it would take you to make that much money. Think about all the things that you would have to do to become that person. That would, I imagine, take years and years and years, and honestly, it may never happen, right? And I couldn't even tell you what your first step would be in order to achieve all those things. Now, on the other hand, what if I said to you, be happy with what you have? Truly, just be happy with what you have. Don't look for nicer versions of things that you already have. Look at the person that you're with and truly love them for who they are. Look at everything that you have and appreciate it. Be content with that. Think about how much quicker that could be. Think about what that really would require of you. Think about what they're asking you to do, because in all honesty, they're not asking you to do anything. All you need to do is look at the things that you have in life and be happy with it, to be content with it. And I think it's just a very liberating and very freeing mindset to have. So as far as one of the biggest takeaways from the book that I've received, it's that, to be content with what you have, to realize all of the silly, crazy things that we do to fulfill these goals that probably are not our goals to begin with. So what I want to do next is actually share with you some of the quotes that, I thought were absolutely powerful, and they meant a lot to me, when I read them, and they mean a lot to me today. And let this be kind of a reference of whether you should get this book or not. Because if you don't like these quotes, if these don't reach you, then the book is not going to reach you. Okay? But anyways, these are some of the things that, stood out to me. So the first quote says, "When we are unhurried and wise, we perceive that only great and worthy things have any permanent and absolute existence, that petty fears and petty pleasures are but the shadow of reality." Now, I'm not trying to be dramatic when I say that. I'm just trying to emphasize what it is that I took from that. And he's saying that all things that are great in life and have any permanence, those are the real things to be appreciated or to try and achieve in life. These great, wonderful things, right? Everything else, whether it's materialism or jealousy or focusing on all the things that aren't these real things, those are the shadow of reality. Literally, like envision a standing pillar, right? And pretend that this pillar represents all the things that are great and wonderful and true parts of life that you should go after, that you should try and fulfill your life with, right? This pillar of truth and reality, and the sun is shining on this pillar, and it lights up all that is good in life. Well, when you take that light and you shine it on this object, it's going to make a shadow, and that shadow is fake. It's not real, and it is all of the fake stuff that we chase in life, whether it's clothes, cars, wealth, all this stuff that may not bring happiness in our life. We tend to focus on chasing the shadow rather than the pillar of truth or happiness or things that really do bring good things to this world in our lives. Sorry if I got a little carried away there, but again, these are just things that spoke to me. I'm going to read another quote here in a second that I really, really liked regarding like clothing. But keep in mind, he wrote this, over 150 years ago. Based off what he's saying, you would think that he is an author in today's world, right? But keep in mind, this is 1845. He says in respects to clothing, "Every generation laughs at the old-fashioned, but follows religiously the new." And we all know that to be true if we think about it. If you're younger, think about like pictures of your parents back in the 70s or the 80s or anything like that, and the clothes that they wore, and we just think that it looks ridiculous, right? We laugh at something like that, but during that time, that's what was cool, or that's what was in style, right? What you're wearing now, or what we're wearing now, we think is cool and in style, and 50 years later, we're going to look back and laugh and just think we're ridiculous. He goes on to say, "We do not worship the graces, but fashion. The head monkey at Paris puts on a traveler's cap, and all of the monkeys in America do the same. Worse still, however, is that the principal object of the factory system is not that mankind may be honestly clad, but unquestionably that the corporations may be enriched. Again, to me, this is saying that we are chasing trends that are not our own goals, right? Someone is saying, this is what you should wear, this is what you should look like, buy my stuff so you can be in or fashionable or not less than, right? But ultimately, it's just making them wealthy. We are working hard to make money, to pay for things, to make someone else wealthy. Wouldn't it somewhat be smarter just, if you can still wear the clothes that you have, wear those until you can't wear them anymore and keep your money? Then you'd be making yourself wealthy and not someone else. He would tell you to have bigger goals, dream bigger things. And this next quote says, if you have built castles in the air, your work need not be lost. That is where they should be. Now put the foundations under them. So he's saying that it is okay to dream big. In fact, you should dream big. Don't dream big in the sense that, it has to do with money or cars or, again, any of the stuff that we've talked about. But dream things that would literally change your life and everyone's life around you. Dream things that will make this world a better place. Those are the things that we should strive for. So dream big, have grand visions, because that's what you should have. Now just start building the foundation underneath that. Work towards that. And work towards that instead of working towards something that is fake and artificial. Now the last quote I want to talk about is talking about those who maybe don't have a whole lot, and how you should still be okay and be happy, because your life happiness shouldn't be dictated by all the material things that you have. Now, again, I want to say that maybe it's easy for me to say this because I have a lot of the creature comforts of life, but keep in mind this guy lived in an extremely small house in the woods, had very little clothing, and farmed all the food that he ever ate, right? So he didn't have very much either. But he says, however mean your life is, meet it and live it. Do not shun it and call it hard names. It is not so bad as you are. It looks poorest when you were richest. The fault finder will find faults even in paradise. Love your life, poor as it is. You may perhaps have some pleasant, thrilling, glorious hours even in a poorhouse. The setting sun is reflected from the windows of the almshouse, which means a poorhouse, as brightly as from the rich man's abode. The snow melts before its doors just as early as in spring. I do not see but a quiet mind may live as contentedly there and may have as cheering thoughts as in a palace. Now, again, that's a very long quote, but it's just saying be happy with what you have. He's talking about the sun setting in someone else's window, right? Pretend that you're in a cardboard box with a little window cut out and the sun is shining through it, and your next door neighbor is living in a 18,000 square foot house, and he's looking at the sun through his window. At the end of the day, you're still seeing the same thing. It's that sun's light doesn't shine any brighter on his window than it does yours. So be happy and appreciative, because, the alternative is not going to be any better. I would much rather be happy in a cardboard box than miserable in a cardboard box. So look for all the things that will bring you happiness. So that's what I want to talk about today. I know it's very, very different than what I normally talk about. But again, there's more to personal finance and financial practices than just things that you do at a bank, right? There's lifestyle practices, there's habits that we should make or break, there's ways of living that will have more monetary impact on us than these other financial institution products will. If you are interested in picking this book up, again, find a way to do it at a library, or if you know someone that has the book, borrow it from them. But if not, there's a link below where you can purchase it. It'll support the channel. I would also encourage you to look up the author, Henry David Thoreau, a little bit. He's a wonderful man that he actually went to jail because in 1846, he refused to pay some certain taxes that would benefit a war or also promote slavery being pushed down into the southern states. And keep in mind, this is 1845. Before the Civil War. So he was just a wonderful, wonderful man that wrote things that have just as much application today than it did back then. In fact, one could argue that it has more application today than it did back then. So thank you so much for taking time to watch this somewhat lengthy video. I appreciate all that you guys do and your support for this channel, but take care. Have a good day.
Hey guys, thanks again for watching this video. I hope you learned something new from it and you were able to strengthen your financial position. I'm going to keep coming out with more videos, so please stay tuned, but go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, and have a good day.